What would you do if the world around you had completely lost its way? Violence, greed, lies, and cruelty ruled every corner of the earth. People had abandoned kindness, justice, and faith, chasing only selfish desires. But in the midst of this chaos, there was one man who stood apart, Noah, a man whose heart remained pure, whose soul was devoted to God, and whose courage would soon be tested like never before. One day, as Noah went about his life, a voice thundered through the silence of his heart, a voice that could not be ignored. God spoke directly to him, with a warning so grave it shook Noah to his very core. A great flood was coming, a storm so vast it would wipe out every living being on the earth. But there was hope. God had chosen Noah to survive, along with his family and a pair of every creature, to preserve life and begin anew. The task was unimaginable. God commanded Noah to build an enormous ark, a vessel unlike any the world had ever seen, capable of withstanding the fury of the heavens. As Noah shared the instructions with those around him, laughter and ridicule followed. "You're crazy," they jeered. "The rains will never come. You waste your life on wood and nails." But Noah did not listen. Day after day, he toiled under the scorching sun and the cold winds, chopping trees, hammering beams, and shaping the massive structure according to God's exact specifications. Every nail, every plank, every curve of the ark was guided by faith. As the ark grew taller, the work became even more urgent. Noah gathered his family, his sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and his faithful wife, and prepared for the journey they would take together. Then came the animals. Lions, elephants, birds with feathers as bright as fire, and tiny creatures that scurried across the ground, all arrived 2 by 2, guided by an unseen hand. The ark became a floating sanctuary, filled with life and hope, standing in stark contrast to the world that mocked it. Then the skies began to change. Clouds darkened, rolling in like a black tide, and the winds screamed through the trees. The first raindrops fell softly at first, almost as if testing the earth. But soon, the rain became relentless, a downpour that drowned the land. Rivers swelled, mountains disappeared beneath waves, and the oceans churned with unstoppable fury. The world Noah had known vanished beneath a wall of water. Inside the ark, Noah and his family huddled together, hearts pounding with fear, but strengthened by faith. For 40 days and 40 nights, the storm showed no mercy. Outside, every living being not aboard the ark perished. The world was cleansed, a terrifying reminder of the consequences of corruption. Yet within the ark, life endured. Every sound, the crash of waves, the cries of frightened animals, the pounding of rain, echoed with both danger and hope. When the rains finally ceased, and the waters began to recede, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Noah sent out a raven, watching it circle above the endless expanse of water. Then he released a dove. It returned with a single olive leaf in its beak, a sign that dry land was emerging and that life would continue. The ark opened, and Noah's family stepped out into a world washed clean, the air crisp with new beginnings, the ground fertile and waiting. God then made a promise, a covenant with Noah and every living creature. Never again would a flood destroy the earth. And in the sky, a rainbow appeared, a vivid, eternal symbol of mercy, hope, and the enduring power of faith. Noah's story is not just about survival. It is a story of courage in the face of ridicule, of unwavering faith when all seems lost, and of the possibility of new beginnings even after the darkest storms. Noah teaches us that even when the world around us falls into chaos, when corruption and fear threaten to overwhelm, there is always a path guided by faith, a path that leads to survival, renewal, and hope. He shows us that standing for what is right may make us the target of mockery, but it also makes us vessels of life and witnesses of divine mercy. The flood may have washed away the old world, but through Noah, a new world began, a world where hope, faith, and courage endure. Noah's story is more than just a tale of survival. It is a timeless reminder that faith, Courage and obedience can overcome even the greatest storms. When the world is filled with chaos, corruption, and doubt, it is the choices we make, the paths we take, and the convictions we hold that define us. The rainbow in the sky is not just a promise from God. It's a symbol of hope for all of us, a reminder that no matter how dark the world becomes, light and renewal are always possible. So ask yourself, in a world full of challenges, would you have the courage to stand for what is right? To act with faith when everyone else mocks you? Noah did, and through him life endured. Let his story inspire you to remain steadfast, even when the odds seem impossible. If this story moved you, remember to like, share, and subscribe, because there are countless stories from history and scripture that remind us of hope, courage, and the power of faith. Every story has a lesson. Every lesson has the power to change the way we see the world.